Welcome back to Panu for the final match of 32 over the course of 4 days. And it is the match to decide who will be European champions in 2015. Will it be Ukraine or will it be Portugal? That's the question that's been posed, and it's the question that will be answered over the next hour or so. The FIFA Fair Play flag on its way out onto the sand, followed by the two teams. Ukraine playing in the yellow strip today, and Portugal playing in red. Portugal, 4 times European champions. Can they make it 5 and equal the mark of Spain, who have secured the title that number of occasions? Ukraine, meanwhile, they've never won the European title, so can they create history themselves? Ukraine, their best finished 3rd way back in 2004, although they did win the Euro Beach Soccer Cup in 2007. Oleg Zaborski, number 9, the little goal sneak for them, he's going to be very significant today. Alexander Korniachuk, number 11 as well, what a player he is. He's been outstanding this season in the Euro Beach Soccer League. Ukraine, to get to this stage, beating Belarus 6-5. They lost to Spain 5-4, but then they beat Italy 7-6 yesterday in a thrilling encounter where they were 6-3 down at one stage. With Portugal, they really are flying with a wet sail. They finished 3rd in the European Games in Baku in June. They're the world champions, having won that title on home sand in July. And here in Panu in Estonia, they've beaten Russia 3-3 after extra time, and they won 3-2 on penalties, 6-2 against France and 8-5 against Switzerland to get to this stage. So the teams have been introduced to the crowd. It's time now for the national anthems. First of all, the national anthem of Ukraine. And it's almost time for the 62nd and final match of this Euro Beach Soccer League season to get underway. Handshakes all round. Not only between the two teams, but also with the match officials as well. Those match officials for this encounter from Spain, Poland, Russia and Latvia. Let's have a look at the lineups. First of all, Ukraine, and they only arrived with 11 players, and they're down to the 10 you can see on screen because Roman Pachev is suspended, having been sent off yesterday against Italy. So there are those 10 players who will do duty. Stadium's empty just a little bit, but there's still more or less a full house here after that match involving Estonia that finished just recently. Portugal, meanwhile, the 2 players they've left out of their 12-man squad, Leo Martins and also Bruno Novo. As ever, before a match, Portugal get together and have a huddle. Mario Narciso, the coach, says his bit, and then Madja gets involved and he says what needs to be done. The 2 captains now shaking hands. Igor Borsuk on the left, Madja on the right, both vastly experienced. There's confirmation of our match officials for this encounter. And these 2 sides, well, they've got a bit of history. They met in the group stage of the Euro Games in Baku earlier this year. Portugal winning that one 5-4 after extra time. There's Mario Narciso, coach of the current world champions. Portugal were 4-2 down against Ukraine in Baku in June before they came back to win in extra time through Bernardo Martins. There's the Ukraine coach, Yevgen Venetsia. 2 sides met in the regular season of 2014 in Chiafok in stage 4, and Ukraine won that one 4-3 with a Alexander Korniachuk goal in the last seconds. That was Portugal's only loss in the regular season. And in 2013, in Torredembarra, Ukraine beat Portugal 2-1. Again in the regular season. Sorry, in the Superfinal, I should say. It's going to have to be retaken, that start. It was in the group stage of the Superfinals. Portugal still fought their way through to the final, where they lost to Russia 8-3. Ukraine, it was their only group stage success, and they ended up winning against the Netherlands in the 7th and 8th place playoff. Off we go then, Ukraine getting us underway, and that shot coming in from Dmytro Medved. Good news for them, of course. Ukraine is that they've got Maxim Wojtok available once again. He was suspended yesterday, the number 3. And that makes up for the absence, to an extent, of Roman Parchev, although it's very difficult to fill in for a player of his quality. Igor Borsuk, Dmytro Medved, and at the near post, Zaborski. These two sides have also met a couple of times in World Cup qualifiers. 2010 in the final in Bibioni. That was in qualification for Ravenna. In 2011, the World Cup that took place in Italy. Ukraine won that final in 2010, 4-2. They also secured a victory against Portugal in the first group stage in Moscow in 2012, beating Portugal 2-1. So they've got a good record against the world champions, have Ukraine. It's a tremendous battling display from them yesterday against Italy, given that they were 6-3 down in that match. I think a lot of observers may well have given up hope of them coming back at that point in time, but they didn't give up. They were led superbly by Igor Borsuk on the sand. Nuno Belchior now. What can we expect from him? He's a little genius, the number 10 from Portugal. Madja trying to battle with Igor Borsuk. Andrei Borsuk, the younger of the two brothers, gets that back to the goalkeeper. Starting off for Ukraine is Vladimir Gladchenko, and starting off for Portugal is Ellington Andrade. Madja. Well, it's all gone a little bit flat out there at the moment. We need a couple of goals to liven things up. And I say that because the crowd really are stunned by the fact that Estonia have failed to reach Division A for 2016. They led for the majority of their match against Romania in the final of the promotional final. But they were eventually pegged back to 6-all. It went to penalties, and Romania won 3-2 on penalties. You know, we've had 74 goals today, 273 in total, and that compares to 243 we had in last year's 4 days of action. Down goes Jordan Santos under challenge from Andrei Borsuk. That will be a free kick. 18th season of the Euro Beach Soccer League. Portugal winning the title 4 times, 2002, 2007, 2008 and 2010. And they equal Spain's mark of 5 victories. They'd love it, I'm sure. Scuttling shot, low, wide of the target by Jordan Santos. Gladchenko happy to see that one go wide. Ball forward by Andrade towards Belchior, who was at full stretch. Couldn't quite get on the end of that. Alan Cavalcanti now, a veteran of this side. There are a couple of veterans, but he's the biggest veteran, you might say. 40 years of age. Two goals for him this long weekend. That was nicely done by Andrade, wasn't it? He's taking a beach soccer like a fish to water. Jose Maria Fonseca. Andrade, host of top clubs he's played for across the world. Most recently playing for Goa in the Indian Super League. He's come in now and had a brilliant contribution to Portugal winning the World Cup earlier this year. Started 6 of their 7 matches on home sand. Well, that's great. That's terrific. That really is brilliant. Now, who's that goal going to be credited to? It's been given, in fact, to Maxim Wojtok, but the header was by Victor Pantelichuk. The throw to the back post. Andrade committed himself, overcommitted himself, you might say, given that he wasn't going to get there. And in the end, the header looped back over him, and this throw from Korniachuk. And the ball was probably across the line, but Maxim Wojtok made absolutely sure. So 1-0 to Ukraine in the 5th minute. Are they going to get their hands on European beach soccer's biggest prize for the first time, I wonder? Long way to go yet. Konstantin Andreev gets that clearance in. Alan Cavalcanti closed down quickly. Rui Coimbra turning away from Andreev. Korniachuk just about kept that in, I think. When Ukraine are at their best, you would say they're a match for any side in Europe, perhaps any side in the world. But they can be a little bit blow hot, blow cold. Watched them in Chiafok a couple of weeks ago against Spain, and they really did boss that particular match. They won it 9-4. Now, to beat Spain 9-4, you have to be playing at the very, very top of your game. It's not something that any old side can turn up and do, let me tell you. But on the other side of the coin, they can also fail to deliver. What are they going to produce today, I wonder, Ukraine? Zaborski always loves the overhead, doesn't he? Ukraine this season in Chiafok a couple of weeks ago. They beat Hungary 5-4, but it took them till extra time to do it. They were actually 4-2 down in that match, trailing after 31 minutes before they fought back. Roman Parchev getting the winner in extra time. They then had that rampaging win against Spain, 9-4, before they lost 7-3 to Switzerland. They were well and truly played off the sand on that occasion by a Swiss side that was chock full of confidence, it has to be said. Switzerland ended up winning that stage. Nuno Balcio with his back to goal. Attempts the overhead. Oh, and the referee's given a free kick against Dimitro Medved. Now this is an interesting one. I'm just wondering if the defender simply held his ground here. Let's have a look at it once more. Well, you've seen them given and you've seen them not given. My impression there was that Medved did just hold his ground rather than move towards Nuno Balcio. The referee saw it differently. Balcio just holding his neck or the back of his head. He's going to need a little bit of treatment, I think. While he is getting that treatment, we can reflect on Portugal's performance in the Euro Beach Soccer League this season in the regular season. They beat Greece 2-1, they beat Germany 6-1, but they lost to Italy 6-5. Bruno Torres was sent off in that match. Finished second in the group behind Italy. We played 3-1-3. 13 goals in those 3 matches. That was in Moscow. And little bit of bad feeling between Ondrej Borsuk and Nuno Belchior. And interestingly, Mario Narciso, just on the sidelines, just barking to Madja. Calm Nuno Belchior down, he's saying. Good save, Gladchenko. Vladimir Gladchenko, he's a man mountain in goal for Ukraine. Most capped player in the current squad. And he really does present a very big target. It's interesting that Gladchenko is having some real problems with the sun. It's setting behind Andrade's goal. Gladchenko not opting for a cap, and I'm wondering if he's going to regret that. Madja to Belchior. Will he try and get his back to goal and produce an overhead here, I wonder? Now he's trying to wriggle clear and get a shot in, and he does so. It's blocked by Medved. Ondrej Borsuk can break clear. Zaborski, he attempts the overhead and manages to get good contact, but it's just wide of the target. Zaborski is a magician when it comes to those overheads, I can promise you. Bruno Torres once again on this near side, wearing a mask to protect a tender area on his face. You can also see his calves and knees are very heavily taped. So he's just about held together for this match. It's all a little bit subdued at the moment here, though. It's after the Lordmere show, really, after Estonia played in that promotional final, and that's a free kick. Zaborski claims that Ukraine won the ball. Bruno Torres disagrees. Looks like the man in the iron mask, doesn't he? Well, maybe they did win the ball, but they also might have just caught Bruno Torres on the shin. Feeling the effects of it on that right shin. And he's got a free kick, which is about halfway between the halfway line and the edge of the penalty area. So I reckon it's, give or take, it's about maybe 22, 23 metres from goal. Fairly central position. Bruno Torres, who scored against Switzerland yesterday. If he steps, very nearly scores against Ukraine. It was heading for the top corner, or so I thought it was. Just cleared the angle of post and crossbar. Korniachuk. Medved, back to his keeper. Igor Borsuk. It's gone out of play. Igor Borsuk, one of the players in this squad who plies his trade with Lokomotiv Moscow in Russia, one of the strongest leagues on the continent. Oh, it's come to Zaborski. Good save, Andrade. Zaborski again. Great power he got in that header, but he couldn't get it on target. Belchior, meanwhile, is down now. Claiming he's got a kick on the left ankle. Demonstrating to the referee about his treatment at the hands of Medved. But on we go. There was no free kick given. Bernardo Martins on this near side. He and his twin brother both in the squad, although Leo not selected today. Bernardo Martins once more, back to Coimbra. Jose Maria Fonseca looks for the overhead, good skill. No free kick, headed away by Maxim Wojtok. Just over 2 minutes to go in this first period. Shot coming in from Gladchenko, and in fact Maxim Wojtok almost got a flick on it. He's shaved the sides of his head and the back as well. That's Nuno Belchior for the occasion of this final, or the super final. Will it bring him good luck, I wonder? Alan Cavalcanti, who scored a spectacular goal against Switzerland from that sort of area around the halfway line. Andreev, characteristically as ever, with that tape around his right knee. And Coimbra bundling into the back of him, so that'll be a free kick to Ukraine. Just inside the Portugal half, so all the players have to be behind the ball until it's struck. Cheerleaders in the background getting ready to come on. The end of this period, which is 1 minute and 28 seconds away. Andreev goes for the low bobbling shot, which kicks up, and Andrade does well, pushes it over the crossbar. That'll be a corner to Ukraine. That's why you keep your shots low in beach soccer. And that was a tremendous effort from Korniachuk, and a great clearance at the near post by Bernardo Martins. Saw Machi score direct from a corner, and then Andrea possibly should have scored there. This volley going over the top, not timing it at all. Jose Maria. Alan Cavalcanti. Andrade just checking he's outside his area. Once he is, he can just take his time. Oh, and very nearly produces a memorable occasion. Memorable at that effort from Victor Pantelichuk. He's into the squad for this super final after missing regular season encounters in Schiaffok. How high was that foot from Jose Maria Fonseca? Too high for the referee's liking. With Korniachuk attempting to head the ball. Korniachuk is saying, "Where's the card, referee?" Jose Maria is saying, "Well, please accept that I was making a fair attempt for the ball." I think Jose Maria is also still remonstrating about the fact that he wasn't given a free kick a little earlier, but you can see quite clearly that is a definite free kick. I've actually seen players sent off for that sort of situation where the foot is high and the head is kicked. So it wasn't even a yellow card administered by the referee on that occasion. So you could say Jose Maria perhaps getting away with that a little bit. Korniachuk drills it in. Oh, he struck that well, didn't he? Just wide of the upright. Jose Maria, he'll look for the overhead and produce it and score. Oh yes, that's quite simply brilliant. Didn't he enjoy that? And didn't his teammates enjoy it as well? That's literally the last kick of this first period. What a sickener for Ukraine. Jose Maria Fonseca. He scored 5 goals in the regular season in Moscow, and that's his 4th goal here in Pärnu. So 9 for the season in the Euro Beach Soccer League. Great distribution from Andrade, brilliantly taken on the chest by Jose Maria, and that's a great finish. Scuttling past Gladchenko. The skill required to do that is absolutely exceptional. There's 1 second left on the clock, so there's barely time even to restart here. Oh, and it's off the line from Coimbra from the restart. Whether that would have counted or not, I'm not sure. But that's academic, I guess. It's the end of the first period of this final. Who's going to be the European champions, Ukraine or Portugal? Well, it's impossible to tell at the moment, isn't it? They're all locked up at 1 apiece. Let's have a look at some highlights then. This is the goal for Ukraine. One at the back post by Pantelichuk, and Wojtok just making sure the whole of the ball had crossed the line. The goal was credited to him. And spectacular effort from Zaborski. Free kick given in Belchior's favour. Good save by Vladchenko, and a good save there too from Andrade with the ball kicking up off the sand. Korniachuk got a kick in the face from Jose Maria for his trouble, and then Jose Maria pulled himself together and produced this spectacular effort to level matters for his team. What a brilliant, breathtaking overhead that was. Celebrating. Didn't he enjoy that? It's every right to. 1-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final, the Superfinal of the EBSL Superfinal. Score is 1-1. Please welcome the teams, Portugal and Ukraine.
Strong words on the Ukraine bench. Ukraine fans in the crowd. And it's going to be Portugal who are going to get us underway in this second period. We're going to be playing from left to right as the sun continues to set. Really is delightful, the temperature here now. It's never been too hot though, I have to say, throughout the entire 4 days. It's been a very comfortable temperature for the players, very comfortable for the spectators. And hopefully, wherever you're watching, it's been comfortable for you too, because it really has been entertaining these 4 days. And we've got 2 more periods to go to determine the European champions for 2015. Here we go then, period number 2. Maggio with the shot, blocked by Andre Borsuk. Jordan Santos can pick up the loose ball on that far side. Belchior, Jordan Santos. Igor Borsuk gets it away towards Zaborski, who had a rare fallow day yesterday. Didn't actually score in that 7-6 win against Italy. Oh, great effort from Igor Borsuk off Jordan Santos. The Ukrainians were convinced that was handball. Well, all sorts of wrestling going on there between Maggio and Andre Borsuk, and in fact it's been given as a penalty, I think. Is it inside the area? Yes, it is. Maggio can't believe the decision. He's furious. Well, you could argue maybe it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. We'll need to see it again. But the referee on that far side was in absolutely no doubt at all. Straight away he whistled, and the penalty given. So, Andre Borsuk up against Ellington Andrade. And he scores. That's a very good penalty indeed. And even though Andrade guessed right, he couldn't keep it out. Ukraine regained the lead. Andre Borsuk with that penalty. Less than a minute into the second period. Textbook penalty that. Too high for the goalkeeper's dive. So, Portugal feeling a little bit hard done by there with that decision. And they come back again. Jordan Santos battling away. Nuno Belchior. Good tackle from Medved. Bruno Torres races back to win the ball. He'll never be backwards in coming forwards, I can promise you. He really is always fired up. Madja with a shot. Good save by Gladchenko, and it's into the side netting, the follow-up. Really top stop from the Ukraine keeper. Belchior with a corner. And he tried to score direct from the corner. Gladchenko had to be alive to the situation. Jose Maria, the scorer of Portugal's goal, looks on pensively from the sidelines. Belchior blocked by Andrei Borsuk. Zaborski races forward. Oh, and Medved's there, and he doesn't take advantage of the fact that Bruno Torres didn't get the contact that he wanted. Madja at the other end, and he doesn't get the contact that he wants either. There's a little bit of feeling out there at the moment, I can promise you. Although you'd expect it, given the high stakes here. For Portugal, it's the chance to do the double. FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup title and European crown in the same year. Russia have done that double, of course. They've done it twice, in 2011 and 2013. Can Portugal join that club at the moment, which is a club of one? Gladchenko happy just to pour the ball out for another corner. Belchior claiming he was fouled. It's not given. A reminder that at the end of this match, please stay with us because we'll have the presentation ceremony. Korniachuk bursting clear. Good save, Andrade. Terrific stop. He really is a first-class keeper. He's one of the best. There's no question about it. And that's nice to see. Belchior and Igor Borsuk. I think have a look at what's happened here. There, Igor Borsuk having some problem with his face or his nose. I think the referee gave a free kick. But nice to see the concern from Nuno Belchior. A reminder that prize-giving ceremony at the end of this match. We've got the award for the best goalkeeper, top scorer and the most valuable player. And then we've got also the award to Romania as champions of Division B. And then third, second and champion side from Division A. We know who the third side is already, of course, that's Russia. But who are going to occupy the other two places? These two sides, obviously, but in what order? And then, of course, finally, the trophy will be presented to the winning side. Free kick for that challenge from Jose Maria. And the free kick will go to Maxim Wojtok. Jose Maria not all that happy with the decision, but he'll have to live with it. Keep your tweets coming in, incidentally. Hashtag EBSL Parnu, hashtag EBSL Parnu, or EBSL Superfinal, whichever you prefer. Always good to hear from you. Let us know where you're watching. Let us know what you've thought of the action today. It's just wide and only just. Randa Parna tweeted in a little earlier, watching in Brussels. Thanks for your tweet, Rando. Said you scared all your neighbours by now, watching Estonia against Romania. Yes, what a match that was. 6-6 after extra time, and then Romania winning 3-2 on penalties. Vladchenko hasn't got the problem with the sun anymore now that he's at the other end. That difficulty is in the court of Elton Andrade, although the sun is almost set completely now. Certainly in terms of blocking any vision that the goalkeeper might have. Down to the left of your screen, you can see the shadows and how long they are. Shadows virtually across the whole pitch now, in fact. There's a player down in the penalty area, the Portugal penalty area for Ukraine. It's Ondrej Borsuk. Well, it seems to be catching in terms of the Borsuks. First of all, Igor had a blow to the face, or what he said was a blow to the face, and now Ondrej seems to be having the same problem. He's up and about though, which is good to see. Alan Cavalcanti on this near side. Dmitro Medved closing him down quickly. Coimbra shepherds the ball back to his keeper. Just over halfway through the second period. 2-1, Ukraine lead. Zaborski. The ball across into what he hoped was the danger area, but it was just picked up by Bernardo Martins. Was there a hand involved? Well, the ball's come to Zaborski. Of all people you want in that sort of situation, he's up near the top of the list. Good overhead coming in from Medved, who the Portuguese were convinced handled the ball a little earlier. Portugal are just starting to get a little bit rattled with some of the decisions going against them. They just need to calm down and focus on the job at hand here. Bruno Torres. Nuno Belchio always looking for the overhead, and goodness me, that was oh so close. Vladchenko was just a spectator there in the Ukraine goal. Medved. Policed by Jordan Santos. Wants to go back to his keeper. Igor Borsuk on this near side. Cross to his younger brother. That's nicely done by Ondrej Borsuk, turning away from Madger and getting the shot in. Jordan Santos now. Came off Igor Borsuk's thigh. Belchor has a little bit of space there. It's closed down quite quickly, but he still gets the shot in. It's like a game of chess out on the sand at the moment. Both sides just looking for that little opening, the advantage. Madger on the volley, just over the top, only just. Good block by Torres, and the shot on the turn from Pantelichuk is just wide. Clock ticking down in this second period, just over 3 minutes to go. Pantelichuk denied by Nuno Belchior. Hit Zaborski in the face in the end, and Pantelichuk takes a tumble. Madger on the edge of his area. He's achieved so much in the game, Madger. Can he achieve another success? Managed to get his hands on that FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup earlier this year. Bernardo Martins. Oh, and swing and a miss from Bernardo Martins when he thought he was through on goal there. Andreev on this near side just keeps it in play, does well. It's really well defined Igor Borsuk. Happy to retain possession. Ukraine, they're knocking it around nicely. Korniachuk. Down he goes under challenge from Nuno Belchior. He says to the referee, well, you didn't spot challenge on me a bit earlier, did you? Bruno Torres, the man in the mask, goes for a sit down. With just about 2 minutes to go in this second period. And Alexander Korniachuk, who celebrated his 32nd birthday 10 days ago. 5 goals in this Euro Beach Soccer League season for him. 2 against Italy yesterday. 3 in Schiafok earlier this month. In his debut back in 2009. Oh, goodness me, he caught that well. Across the face of goal and just wide of the upright. Coimbra. Alan Cavalcanti. Volley from him, just wide. Tense faces on the Portugal bench. It's about the only area that's still in sunshine at pitch level. Andrea battling away, does really well. Coimbra with the block. Jose Maria with the flick. Bernardo Martins with the shot. At an acute angle. He's always rising. Just over the top. Igor Borsuk with the flick header across the face of goal into the last minute of the second period. Oh yes, it's in! Igor Borsuk with the scissor kick. Picked out at the back post by Dmitro Medved. And Ukraine have some breathing space here. Terrific finish. Nobody picked up Igor Borsuk at that back post, and that was spectacular. It really was. 3-1. No blame there to Andrade. There was no stopping that one. The throw going all the way. Bernardo Martins was the nearest player to him, but he didn't track him. And it did cross the line, but just to make sure, Zaborski slammed it home afterwards. So 3-1. Portugal scoring in the last minute of the first period. Ukraine scoring now in the last minute of the second. Bernardo Martins with the throw. Can Portugal get a goal back here before the final interval? Medved once again. Looking for Zaborski, can't find him. Zaborski once more, brilliant tackle by Alan Cavalcanti. Goes down under challenge. Martins wins it back, and that is the end of the second period. A period that's seen a couple of goals for Ukraine. Cavalcanti still standing, hands on hips, can't believe he didn't get a free kick at the back end of that period. He didn't. There's Andrei Borsuk, sat down, having a nice relax. Igor Borsuk, I should say, having a nice relax. And why not? Because he's the man who scored the third goal for Ukraine. Very good goal indeed it was, too. Andrei Borsuk, his brother, scoring from the penalty spot as well. And they're the 2 goals in that second period after Wojtok had scored for Ukraine earlier and Jose Maria had equalised for Portugal. Both those 2 goals in the first period of 12 minutes. So Ukraine 3-1 up. Let's have a look at some highlights. Here's the penalty from Ondrej Borsuk after a clash with Madja. Madja wasn't happy with the decision. Ondrej Borsuk was. He stepped up in the first minute of that second period to give Ukraine the lead once again for the second time. That was a good save from Gladchenko. Good double save, in fact, from Madja. Korniachuk with that shot, which was brilliantly saved by Andrade. Frustration for Portugal in that second period. That was spectacular from Nuno Belchior, but off target. Korniachuk with a shot across the face of goal. And then here's the goal right at the back end of that second period from Igor Borsuk. Nothing that Andrade could do. Nobody had picked up Igor Borsuk on the back post, and what a flying effort that was. Tremendous athleticism. 3-1 Ukraine lead. And we've got just 12 minutes of normal time remaining in this 2015 Euro Beach Soccer League season. So, can Portugal rescue the situation here? They were able to do that against Ukraine in the European Games in June when they were 4-2 down, coming back to win 5-4. They do here now. Well, they can score straight away, can't they? Nuno Belchior. I was about to say he'd had a very quiet match up to this point. Well, nothing quiet about that. Portugal are on the march. Nuno Belchior, 3 seconds into the final period. And he's got the eye of the tiger about him, hasn't he? Little dummy, drilling the ball home, right into the corner. That was unstoppable. Knew exactly what he was doing there. Nuno Belchior scored 2 goals in that win against Ukraine in Baku in June. And all of a sudden this match now back on the knife edge. 3-2. Zaborski. Unusual for him to go a game without a goal, but he didn't score yesterday. Hasn't scored today either. Just about keeps that in play, does well. Ondrej Borsuk across the face of goal. Yes, that just clipped the fingers of Andrade. That'll be a corner. All sorts of wrestling going on in the penalty area once again. And the referee coming across to say, cut it out, boys. Already seen one penalty conceded as a result of that by Portugal. Ondrej Borsuk and Jordan Santos being told in no uncertain terms by the official that that simply can't continue. 4 players around the penalty spot, all trying to make a run. Zaborski's one of them. Bruno Torres just did enough to put him off. Ronak's tweeted in at hashtag EBSL Panu. He's been watching from England and has enjoyed the action. Thought England performed pretty well. Lovely to hear from you, Ronak. Thank you very much for your tweet. Keep your tweets coming in. Hashtag EBSL Panu or EBSL Superfinal, whichever you prefer. Ronak used hashtag EBSL Panu. What have your views been about the action you've seen either today or indeed over the course of the 4 days if you've been with us? Johnny's tweeted in. I think Really safe to say he's a Portugal fan. Every tweet he sends coincides with a Portugal goal. He tweeted in using the hashtag EBSL Superfinal. Vladchenko gathers that one. Just a shard of sunlight on the pitch now. Oh, Madja, that left foot of his is a lethal weapon. It's not quite as accurate as he would have wanted on that occasion. Korniachuk. Korniachuk once more, takes that on the chest. Nicely done by Bruno Torres, cushioned header back to his keeper, towards Madja, who's near that last ray of sunlight on the pitch. Sloppy pass from him though for once. Throw into Ukraine towards the back post. Zaborski, oh goodness me. Of all people you want in that situation, Zaborski is probably up near the top of the list. But he's fluffed that opportunity when it was headed back across the face of goal to him. Belchior then challenges Igor Borsuk. Igor Borsuk goes down rather flamboyantly, shall we say. It's a free kick to Ukraine. Well, wry smile from Nuno Belchior. We've seen him go down very easily on numerous occasions in the past, so perhaps he can't have too many complaints when someone up against him does the same thing. The referee was certain there was contact there anyway, so he's awarded the free kick to Ukraine. It's just about a metre outside the Ukraine penalty area. Driven in superbly by Igor Borsuk. Andrade was flying across his goal. He wasn't convinced that was going wide. It did, just. 8.5 minutes to go. 3-2 to Ukraine. Just over that corner flag where Andrade threw the ball from. You can actually see the moon up in the sky. So we're approaching night quite rapidly here. Local time is about 8:25. Hopefully we'll have enough light to get a finish in. I'm sure we will. Bernardo Martins, yes! 3-3. Brilliant from Martins. Wriggled clear, got the shot in and buried it in the corner. Fantastic finish. We're all locked up at 3 apiece. Martins, that's his 4th goal of this Euro Beach Soccer League season. He scored against France on Friday after 2 goals in Moscow. Now he's on the mark in, well, one of the more important matches he'll ever play. It was just like threading the eye of a needle there, wasn't it? The ball going between a whole host of bodies and finding its way unerringly into the corner of the net. 3-3, 8 minutes to go. Cavalcanti closed down quickly by Wojtok, understandably so. Jose Maria's through and it's over the top from Rui Coimbra. Well, Coimbra normally associate him with great goal-scoring feats. He scored 3 goals in last year's Euro Beach Soccer League. Hasn't scored this season. have been a few more players other than him in this Portugal squad who Mario Narciso would have preferred to see in that position. He's back in more familiar territory there on defensive duty. I wonder if we're heading for extra time here. Possibility, I guess, isn't it? Just over 6 minutes to go. Jose Maria. The overhead from him, just off target. Shot from Andrade, a very tame one. Jose Maria, song on the speakers blaring out is "I've got the power," and Jose Maria's now got the power to do something very significant, because that foul from Andre Borsuk is about 10 metres from goal. It's at an acute angle, but it's a good opportunity here for Portugal and for Jose Maria in particular. Coaching on the sidelines. There's nothing again Benanitzia can do, but he'd love to be out there himself, but the man in the firing line from his perspective at the moment is Volodymyr Gladchenko up against Jose Maria, whose effort is just pushed round the post. Oh, Jose Maria at the near post didn't get the touch that he wanted. So close. He had got that touch. Surely it had to be 4-3. Bruno Torres. And Portugal will have the confidence of knowing that they've won a major event this year. They've won the World Cup, and they've come from behind on more than one occasion this season, so they'll have that belief, and they make that belief into something tangible, I wonder. Andrade, less than 5 minutes to go. Andrade with a shot just wide. Medved inside to Zaborski. Racing forward is Nuno Belchior, blocked by the back of Igor Borsuk. Andrade once more, closed down eventually by Medved. Madja, can he keep it in play? No, he can't. Less than 4 minutes to go. Zaborski. Medved. The overhead from him, blocked by Jordan Santos. 3-3. Medved, lovely control from him. Jordan Santos once again, the policing player. It's a great bit of defending from Jordan Santos. Even more so in that he's won the ball for his team. Madja just outside his area. Goes back. Ukraine led 1-0, they led 2-1, they led 3-1. Belchior, the overhead. Portugal though, He's been like a dog with a bone. They haven't given up, searching for that double. It's over the head of Korniachuk. 2.5 minutes to go. Ukraine fans in the stand at the top of your screen, doing their best to make some noise. There's a bit of tension around here. The longer it goes, with the score at 3-3, the more the next goal becomes absolutely vital. Could even be the winner. The light going quite quickly now. Andrade looking for options up the sand. Cushioned header by Igor Borsuk to his brother Andre. Again, the Ukraine fans trying to make some noise. Andre Borsuk trying to sweep that one goalwards. Alan Cavalcanti with the clearance. Andre Borsuk doing well. Did he? No, couldn't quite keep it in play. He thought he had. Oh, and that's going to be a yellow card for Andre Borsuk for kicking the ball away. First booking, actually, of this final. There are occasions when it's been niggly, but thankfully it hasn't boiled over. Just over a minute to go. Oh, yes! Is that the goal that wins it? Jose Maria at the back post. Stunning. In the right place at the right time. And look at the reaction on the bench. Tremendous stuff. It would be cruel on Ukraine if it is, but the ball drilled across, and Jose Maria just finding that half a metre of space, getting away from Alexander Korniachuk. And look at the reaction on the bench there. They know they're within touching distance of the double. 4-3 they lead. Can Ukraine hit back? Oh, spectacular. Oh, it's a penalty! It's a penalty. Bruno Torres loses his mask in the challenge. He can't believe it. I have to say Andre Borsuk went down very spectacularly. You'd almost have thought there was somebody up in the tower behind our commentary position as a marksman. Bruno Torres shakes his head in disbelief. Let's have a look at it here. Well, he's leaning into Andre Borsuk, isn't he? Andre Borsuk had got away from him. And any sort of contact on Andre Borsuk was going to bring the player down as he was looking to sprint forward. The referee on that far side had no hesitation at all. So Andre Borsuk scored one penalty already. Can he score another one now to bring us back all square? There are 56 seconds remaining. Yes, he can. It's 4-4. 2 for Andre Borsuk, both of them penalties. And Portugal having complaints about both decisions. But that's the perfect answer from Ukraine, isn't it? Jose Maria scoring at one end and Ukraine breaking clear straight from the restart and levelling matters up at 4 apiece. So that means we've now had 82 goals today. Exceptional stuff, it really has been. So, all locked up at 4 apiece. Jose Maria must have believed that was the winner. He's on the ball again now, trying to turn away from Korniachuk. Jordan Santos with the overhead at the back post, Rui Coimbra. Oh, just over the top from Andrade. Well, extra time looks almost inevitable here now. Igor Borsuk with the header across the face of goal into the last 10 seconds. Headed away by Korniachuk. The overhead. Oh, it's in! Does that count? Does that count? I heard the hooter go, and the referees are going to consult Jose Maria. The referees are going to consult. Oh, what a moment. The Portugal players are convinced that that does count. What are the referees going to decide? Oh, what a moment this is. What are they going to decide? I thought I heard the hooter before the ball hit the back of the net, but, well, what is the decision here? Referees consulting. Portugal think they've won it. Coimbra with the overhead. That is stunning. The referees are still consulting. Portugal players are singing and dancing. They believe the goal will count. It's a goal. The referee has given the goal, and Portugal have won it. They've won it literally in the last second. There was a long consultation there between the four match officials. Portugal was still celebrating, but the officials eventually consulted and decided the goal would count. And Portugal win 5-4. Literally with the last touch, Jose Maria. He completes a hat-trick as well into the bargain. How about that? He thought he'd won it when he gave Portugal a 4-3 lead. He has won it now. They've won 5-4. What a moment. Spare a thought though for Ukraine. They can't believe that the decision went against them. Look at Mario Narciso, he's in tears. They've done the double, Portugal. FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup champions, and now they've won the Euro Beach Soccer League. For the 5th time they've equalled Spain's mark. The players celebrating with their coach. Igor Borsuk can't believe it. What a heartbreak for him. Got to be careful with Mario Narciso. He almost looks as if he's going to have a heart attack. I hope he doesn't. He's so excited, he's so happy. Let's have a look at some highlights anyway. Here's the opening goal. Maxim Wojtok finishing that one off after Pantelechuk's header across the face of goal. It seems an awful long time ago that now, doesn't it? That was 1-0 to Ukraine. In the last seconds of the first period, Jose Maria scored. So it's deja vu there, I guess, with what was to come. That was 1-1. It was 2-1 when Andre Borsuk picked himself up, having been fouled by Madja to convert that penalty. It was 3-1 then when Igor Borsuk in the last minute of the second period converted that splendid scissor kick. Straight from the restart at the beginning of period number 3, Nuno Belchior scored to make it 3-2. Bernardo Martins levelled things up for Portugal. 3-3, that was with 8 minutes remaining. And then Jose Maria, with 1 minute left at the back post, gave Portugal the lead for the first time. That was 4-3. Driven across by Cavalcanti. And there was Jose Maria to finish the job. They thought they'd won it at that point, Portugal. But straight from the restart, Ukraine went down the other end. Andre Borsuk was brought down by Bruno Torres, in the opinion of the referee. He picked himself up, slotted home the penalty, his second penalty. That was 4-4. It looked certain as though we were heading for extra time, but Jose Maria had other ideas. Rui Coimbra with the overhead. Happy days for Ukraine at that point, but it wasn't to last. Here is that overhead from Coimbra with the clock ticking down. The flick header from Jose Maria, literally as the hooter went. There had to be consultation between the four match officials to determine whether that goal was going to count. The consultations went on and on. The Portugal players were always convinced it would count, and in the end their faith was proven correct. The goal was given. Portugal have done the double. Mario Narciso in tears, thrown up and down in the air by his players, and very shortly we'll have the presentation ceremony. Portugal are the European champions for 2015.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention as we begin the award ceremony of the European Soccer League.
So we're getting ready for the prize-giving ceremony. Portugal players applauding the fans, applauding their supporters. What an occasion this has been. Wonderful day of beach soccer. 83 goals we've had in 8 matches. Can you believe that? It really has been an exceptional spectacle. These 4 days have been an exceptional spectacle, if truth be told. The dignitaries making their way out to the prize-giving area. It's Mr. Romek Kosan-Kranius, the Mayor of Pärnu, and Rieg, the General Secretary of the Estonian Football Association. Juan Cusco, the Vice President of Beach Soccer Worldwide, and a member of the FIFA Beach Soccer Committee, and Gabino Renales, the Deputy Vice President of Beach Soccer Worldwide. First award to be given out, the goalkeeper, the best goalkeeper, and it goes to Ellington Andrade of Portugal. And I don't think anyone can have too many doubts about that. Henri, the General Secretary of the Estonian Football Association, giving that award. Andrade's been absolutely outstanding all season, and he fully deserves that prize. He really does. Brilliant at the World Cup and brilliant in the Euro Beach Soccer League. Brilliant as well, must be said, in the European Games in Baku too. Broad smile for him. His first season for Portugal at international level, and well, he deserves all he gets. Now Dejan Stankovic, the leading scorer, not only here in Pärnu with 13 goals in 4 matches, but the leading scorer in the Euro Beach Soccer League season as well. 7 matches, 23 goals. Can you believe that? 5 hat-tricks, and all the hat-tricks involved 4 goals. Exceptional stuff from Stankovic. He got 4 goals today against Italy, and that was in a losing cause. That betters his mark, those 23 goals of the 2013 season when he got 20. Now the most valuable player of this long weekend, it goes to Igor Borsuk. It'll be, well, a Pyrrhic success for him, I'm sure. He would have much preferred to be the captain, lifting the silverware at the end, but still named as the most valuable player. Romek Kosan-Kranius, the Mayor of Pärnu, awarding him that prize after Stankovic had received his award from Juan Cusco. And the 3 individual prize winners posing for photographs. Time for the team awards now. First of all, the champion of the promotional final. Romania have won it. They're on their way to Division A next season. Remember, they didn't play in the Eurobeach Soccer League last term, so that's why they ended up in Division B this season, because they were a Division A side prior to that. Gabina Renales, the Deputy Vice President of Beach Soccer Worldwide, presents the captain of Romania, Ionel Posti, with the prize. What a match that was. It went to penalties, 6-6 against the hosts Estonia. And eventually Romania winning 3-2 on penalties, and Posti, in fact, is the man who scored that winning spot kick. He's celebrating with his teammates, just off camera there, and they're absolutely delighted. Third place in Division A, the Super Final, goes to Russia. Ilya Leonev, the Russian captain, twice, of course, a World Cup winner, making his way up to receive this prize from Joan Casco. They finished third by beating Spain 6-3 today. The dream of 3 successive Eurobeach Soccer League titles for Russia, not to be realised. They'll have to start the run all again next year. But still a pretty good year for them, given that they finished third in the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup finals, and of course the inaugural winners of the European Games in Baku. The runners-up now, and it goes to Ukraine, of course. The heartbreak of that last second goal by Jose Maria Fonseca. Another award for Igor Borsuk. So near yet so far for Ukraine. They've never won this title. This is still their best ever finish, though, beating the third place of 2004. But boy, would they have liked to have got their hands on the big prize. Henri, the General Secretary of the Estonian Football Association, handing out that award. But now it's time for the big prize. And that big prize goes to Portugal. They are the champions for the 5th time. They won it in 2002, they won it in 2007, they won it in 2008, they won it in 2010. 5-year gap since they last won the Eurobeach Soccer League title. They joined Spain on 5 titles. They're great rivals, and what a season it's been for them. Bronze medalists in the in the European Games in Baku. Winners of the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup on their home sand in July in Espino. And now Eurobeach Soccer League champions for the 5th time. Madja being called forward. And very shortly he'll receive the award from Mr. Romek Kosan-Kranius, the Mayor of Panu. Broad smile from Madja. He lifts the trophy. The fireworks and the flares go off. Portugal are the champions. And what a tremendous climax that was. And this has been to 4 wonderful days of beach soccer here in Panu on the coast of Estonia, with the Gulf of Riga as a delightful backdrop. We've had 282 goals, and the last of them over the course of 32 matches, and 62 matches, of course, in the whole season, scored by Jose Maria Fonseca in the very last second to give Portugal victory by 5-4. Those photos will go all around the world. Portugal, what a season it's been for them. Tremendous success, and they've got every right to have, well, a very good celebration indeed this evening. Their supporters very happy indeed. They've got every right to be happy too. And I hope you've enjoyed the action, not only here from Panu as the light closes in, but also across the whole of this truncated Eurobeach Soccer League season of 2015. Truncated, of course, because of the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup and the European Games. This is Brian Murgatroyd on behalf of all the crew here who brought you the action, hoping that you'll join us the next time. But as we watch Portugal serenaded by the song "We Are the Champions," we'll leave you here in Panu and bid you a very good evening. Goodbye.
EBSL Superfinal UKRAINE. So we are about total as well as Olympic Saturday. All about 3 of it. AIS Renault. And also we would like to thank the city of Cairo for their great support. And last but not least,